Common Sense for Relationship.
Should you be in your relationship?
We need to draw a line between honesty and privacy.
The honesty it's standard. You're not supposed to lie, and some people might say you kept this away from me and all of that, but I think that happens at the point where when you should have spoken, you did not.
How honest would you want me to be with you in your relationship?
Say none. I would say needed honesty.
So who now defines the need?
Some of these very truths, they can be more destructive than healing or making any sense.
The fact that you've killed someone else in your past, I think I should know as your partner.
I just keep it and they move ahead.
Most of the stuff he said, I disagree.
What's the fine line between deception and privacy?
Hello, and welcome back to Common Sense for Relationships. It's nice to have you here with us. And today I have my husband, Kingsley Bature. Yes.
I'm in humility mode.
Why?
I'm in humility mode. I'm just very humble because of the topic we are discussing today. I can't really afford to shout. So I'm being humble. So if you're here on the show, please pardon my humility today. And if you can hear me, just type 111 as my custom is, which I borrowed from my wife. Yes. Debbie, as usual. Debbie.
Hi, Debbie.
And today she's joining us from Facebook.
Whoa, yeah, interesting.
Yes,
we'll see how this goes. Thank you so much, Debbie, and everyone who has joined so far. We are so happy that you are here. And today we have another very exciting topic. Still exploring the honesty matter.
Yeah, we're still talking about the honesty issue, because you guys requested, by special request that this thing, we need to do it. We need to finish it. We didn't finish the matter. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Debbie, for responding. We didn't finish the matter last week, so we have to finish it this week.
Yeah.
But before we go on, I hope everyone understands that we do not take it lightly that you guys join us every week, week in, week out.
Yeah.
We celebrate all of you and we thank you because of you we keep doing what we're doing, and we're trying to get the word out. And as we get the word out, that relationships can work. Healthy relationships, real relationships. Yes, they can have issues, they can have complexities, but there are also diversities of solutions. Oh goodness, I just.
Anyway.
Yes.
So that we don't think that it is an English lecture we have today.
Anyway, but I just wanted to tell them, it was my way of saying that please share the link, share the link, share it to your friends, share it to your enemies, like I say, and if you want to join in, you can just send it. Our administrators are standing by, and they would let you in, and we can get your opinion on the matter. So what is the matter for today?
Yes, Jumoski says he's here to shake tables. Jumoski, you are welcome.
He said he's here to break it too.
Oh, break, sorry. We love table breakers over here.
Let the breaking comment.
Yes, so today we are talking about honesty, right?
And
honesty. Which parts exactly are we dealing with today? Your money. Your money is our money.
Yes, that says your money is your money. That's what it's supposed to be. But
remove the why.
These days, it's almost as if your money is our money.
Yes, so just to give you a background.
It's my money.
So wait. Wait.
It's what the women like to do now.
So just in case you haven't heard or you haven't experienced this yet, right? In certain schools of thought, okay, there are women who are of the opinion that in a marriage, their money, as in the woman's money, is the woman's money. Okay, so they say my money is my money, and then the man's money is for the family. So that is your money is our money. So there's a lot that comes into question once there is that position, because first of all, it means that the man must be able to provide enough money to cover for everybody that's counted in the hour.
So that's the part.
Is that why you're humble?
That's the part where I'm humble, right? And that's the part where I'm hoping that they will see my point of view. It's not as if I'm complaining, you know. It's not as if I'm complaining, but it's the part where I'm hoping they will see my point of view. And my point of view is this: if all the money that is her money is her own, and then my own is our own, should I now say everything that I get? Because what that will mean is that I there's nothing for the gods.
Disclaimer, first of all, before some people will start thinking that I am of this opinion.
No, don't try. There are no saints. There are no saints or angels.
No. So right now we're just saying that this is just, we are sharing with you one opinion. There are many.
There are many opinions.
Yes, there are many. Let me share some of the others. Some of the others are: you have your money, I have my money, we take care of ourselves. We're not even having this discussion. If you need it and you can get it, go ahead. If you need it and you can't get it, sort yourself out, but don't come and ask me for money. Okay? Now, there's some other people who are of the sugar mommy school of thought, where the woman is supplying everything, bringing all the money, and she's very happy to do that because, I mean, all she needs is love and all he needs is money, and they're very happy together. And there's the flip side also, where it's the sugar daddy. He brings everything, he supplies everything. He's the sole provider, and she is completely gaining from this relationship. Of course, taking care of him in many other ways. So, but the fact is, which school do you belong to? I think that's the question. It's not a fact yet. Which school do you belong to and why?
Which school do you belong to
and why?
And if you don't belong to any school, which one do you want to join?
Because you have to join one.
You have to be in a school.
As long as you're in a relationship.
Yes, as long as you're going to a relationship, you must have a position. You must have a position.
Yes.
You must belong to one school.
Okay. All right. So let's see some of the. I'm over to you now.
No, before you are saying that over to me, wait first. Let me take some comments. You said here to break tables. Let's go there. Let's be going there. We have laid the matter on the ground. So Maheshwa says your money is our money. As in, there's an emphasis on the I hide the O very clearly. Then Uncle Jackson says I'm here for the program. Yes. Hey, I'm here for the program. Yes. And thank you, Timora. Happy New Month. That's our own way. We also want to say Happy New Month to everyone. It's not like we forgot you. It's just that the matter was burning, so we wanted to push the matter out first. Then we will now come and greet people. But no, Happy New Month and welcome to the second half of the year.
As in, that's remarkable. Yeah. It's so interesting that we are already in July. I mean, I remember when we were shouting Happy New Year, looking at all the fireworks and stuff. And now it's already July. A whole half of the year has gone by. So we're grateful. We're grateful to all our friends and loved ones who have been with us through this period. And we are grateful to God, who keeps us all alive and well and strong and healthy and sees us through trying and difficult times. Yes. So happy new month, happy new half of the year. And yes, we're looking forward to great things.
Okay, so I really would like to hear people's opinion on this matter, right? How honest how honest should you be on this matter of finance? How honest should you be on this matter of finance? Do you understand?
Yes, I can see how serious you are about it, because the way you are really, it's like
it's a burning issue. Because guys, I need. In fact, before I say anything, I want guys to come out and tell us what is really going on.
What people are suffering.
What we are suffering here. What's really going on here? What's really going on here? Because last week it was very tough for last week. In fact, some of the key points last week we spoke about the fact that there's honesty and there's privacy.
Mm-hmm.
So last week was like a general thing we're talking about on the subject of honesty.
Yeah.
So when we come to the matter of finance,
Mm-hmm.
there's honesty and there's privacy. So I can also, as a guy, decide that what I earn is private to me. Because this whole issue of my money is my money, I can decide that what I earn is private to
in
me.
other words, you will disclose what you choose to disclose, and the portion that is disclosed is the part that becomes our money. If you are in that school.
Last week we also spoke about the right to a truth. So the portion I will disclose is the portion you have a right to. You get it?
Yes.
So we talk about rights to a truth. Then we said last week again, we said discernment is very important.
Yes.
That's depending on the state of the relationship, and we spoke about different states last week. That there is the people that are still single. Honesty you have to discern. You have to be very sharp of what you are disclosing and what you're not disclosing. People that are married, you also have to discern. It's not when the person is watching a snap match and they are losing that you can now come and be telling asking him to
asking very important questions.
honest questions.
Maybe that's even the best time, because it's just out of frustration.
We just
answer you.
But the thing is, some of those honest answers also bring honest problems. But let me continue. Moving on. It says timing is really very key, but don't leave it too late.
Yeah, this was that matter. You know, where you say, I'll tell him later, I'll tell her later, sometime before the wedding.
Voila.
Eventually, the person finds out and becomes a problem.
We said vulnerability is also a matter to consider.
Yes.
And then we also said that personality matters. So as we jump into this main cocoa, tell us, guys, ladies, we want to hear your comments. Oh, they're asking us to send the link for some people want to call into the show. Okay, we'll ask admin to just drop the link in the show, drop the link, and then we'll move on.
All right.
So Jimoski had something to say. Jimoski said, let me read.
Jimoski says, when we say your money is my money, it's not when the man has 2K in the house and the wife has 50K, then the total
money in the
house is 2K.
That's the meaning of when your money is your money now. When your money is your money. Because
because if that's the case, then that means the whole family has to live on 2K.
On 2K.
Okay, so the Jimoski, what you're saying there already shows some kind of flaw in that first agreement, right? So it won't work well for a family where the man isn't earning so much. If the woman chooses to keep all her money to herself, then the family's standard of living is going to be lower, because they have to survive on the father's money or on the man's money. And in this case, the man has little. So his little now has to be shared to take care of all the needs. So the woman might be very rich and they end up living in a part of the state or the country or something where they are really struggling and it's a rough region and so on, because his money is their money and she's not bringing anything to the pool. Okay, so Jimoski, thank you very much for that.
Timothy says, I will disclose only the amount of money that can be our money.
Exactly, that's what I was saying.
Make them not carry school fees money for Ashwebi and Owambe. That's where personality matters. Do you understand? No, but because these are real issues. This is where personality matters. Because as a couple, if we bring it into the marriage union, as a couple, you have to know the personality of the person you are married to. So is there one shoe fits all or one size fits all in this finance matter?
You see this thing that Timora just brought up, it's a very serious one.
Okay.
Because you know there's some people who will say you must share everything. You must disclose everything, right? And then that's how some people, they know that they are married to somebody who will, like you said, possibly carry the money and go and do a shabby, or carry the money and go and buy some expensive, the latest gadgets, or carry the money and go and drink, or carry the money and go and just do something that is not adding value to the whole family, right? And the person could even do it to the extent where they are taking what should be for where they are taking so much that the family is left with not enough to meet basic needs. And so the family members begin to suffer because one of the two, right, is mismanaging funds. So if you are now the person who is better at managing funds in that union, to what extent would you go in disclosing, in being absolutely honest? Will you tell everything? Example, hey, do you know what? I got a bonus in the office and the amount is blah, blah, and blah. And I saved it in this, our other account. Are you going to share all of that? Because I mean, I'm thinking, if you share all of that, the guy might just, or the lady might just say, oh, that much, I know what to do with it. I'll buy this, I'll get that, I'll drink this other wine, that other bottle that I couldn't afford in the bar the other day. Yes, I should be able to get it now. And so on and so forth. And before you know it, somebody's making demands.
We have okay, we just lost her. We had Thelma in the studio, and we're just trying to bring her on, but I think we just lost her.
Okay.
Thelma, if you're there, please call back in. We'd really like to hear what you have to say. But that's very valid point. Very valid point that you're making there. Personality does matter. And I know there's a place where this whole my money is our money thing has a fine ring to it, especially for the ladies. But I'm going to share my thought, but Grace is in the building. Grace, are you there? Can you hear us?
Yes,
Grace,
I can.
Grace, can you speak
Hello,
up?
can you hear me now? Can you hear
Yes,
me
we
now?
can hear you.
So, okay, the matter about the wife using money for Ashebi thing. So I think it comes when you, the husband, said, "Oh, my darling wife, you cannot work." So certainly she will use the money for Ashebi. So that's the thing. So in a case that your wife is working and then you guys, you're not like, okay, this is the money we'll bring in every month. So that's when you have a joint account. So that's when our money comes in. A joint account must be there. So every month you people have an amount you people bring in together, maybe 10,000, and then you put it in the joint account. That's our money. That's the money that nobody is going to touch without telling the other person. So the personal money that is in your own account is your money. It's your money. So I think the problem will come when you don't allow your wife to work. You don't allow your wife to work.
Okay.
So your own money will be our money. So in the case that your wife is working, then your money is your money and your wife's money is your money. Is her money. You don't have any problem with it, except you don't allow your wife to work. So if your wife is not working, please be ready to give her your own money because your money is her money.
Hey, I
Confirm,
see one anti-bug. Sorry, I
confirm,
just need
confirm.
to stop. I just noticed one anti-bug. It's in the building, as in building, as in online.
Yes.
The
online building.
yes. I'm happy that you're there. Thank you for joining us today.
All right,
Yes.
thank you so much, Grace.
So,
Thank you so much. Very valid.
Grace is raising a very important point right there,
very important point.
which is how empowered is your wife? So this is the question to men. I mean, there's one part where you say, I want her to not work, assuming you are one of those. I don't want her to work. I want her to be a stay-at-home mom and so on. Would you like maybe just while you're making that decision, put in place some kind of investment that yields her returns on a maybe monthly basis or something, so she has her money coming in that she can use to take care of stuff, so that she doesn't have to come to you for every need or to take from what you have called the family purse to meet personal needs, right? So it's really important for women to be empowered, okay? Because in the man's time of need, the woman can help to support the family, and family is not exposed and vulnerable during that period, okay? And so on and so forth. I'm not going to stretch it any further, but it is important for women to be empowered. So men, please, if you have decided, which is, I think it's becoming very rare to find men who say they want their wives to be full-time housewives.
My Igbo brothers,
Wait. That's what I'm saying, becoming. I didn't say it is becoming. Because I know that some people are still there. Yeah, but if you're there, please empower your wives, okay? So they can be at home chilling and but money is just growing in their account somewhere.
In this case, your money is Anyway, let's go on.
Okay, Selma.
Thelma. Thelma, can you hear us? Thelma, can you hear us?
Ah, the audio is so bad.
Yeah, is that you, Selma?
I could barely hear you. Right? I don't know if you
Yes,
can hear me
thank you,
clearly.
Selma. We can hear you loud and clear now. Please go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, like I said, my money is my money, and my husband's money is our money. Come on, he's the head of the family. So, so it wasn't me that made it that way. It was designed by God. Men are supposed to be our protector, our provider. Like they're supposed to cater for it. So, yeah, I'm meant to assist him in a way because I'm his helper as God designed from the beginning. But that doesn't mean that I'll shoulder most of the responsibility in the family. Yeah, I get it. There are times in the family whereby things don't go so smooth. You understand? Maybe his financial part of his life might be having issues. That's where I step in. That's why I maybe take up some responsibility till he able to recover his feet. So that's my own opinion. So I feel like if I should be, if we are to be splitting the money on a 50-50 basis, it depends if I'm earning more than him. But if that's not the case, I will chop my husband money. Free money, they sit down. I go spend him money.
Interesting. Thank you, Thelma. Thank you.
Funny, this sweet. Thelma, see, so okay, so Thelma, here's my own, here's my own question. Okay, now Thelma, please don't drop yet. Don't drop yet. Okay, so here's this perspective.
Mhm.
But you know, some people take it too far, right? Now, there's the case where the husband is hustling to pay school fees.
Mm.
Meanwhile, the wife has money. In fact, in this case, the wife has already paid the school fees, but is telling the school, better go and collect my money back from the husband. That's the case of how honest should you be. So, do you understand? It's an honesty situation. So tell me, how far how far is too far, right? In this whole honesty matter, how much of his money is our money? Do you understand? Do you get it?
I get it. I almost wanted to answer from her, but since she's for her, but since she's still here, let her clarify.
Problem. I didn't get the question actually.
Okay, so he was asking that what
Okay.
percentage of his money is our money? You know, is it the
Yeah.
whole 100%, or is there a different number?
See, like you mentioned something, Ma. You said there's some couples that one is more extravagant and the other one is more on the savings part. Okay, if my husband notices that, okay, maybe I'm the one that always want to get the new things that are out. So I think he should maybe conceal some from me. But the keep understand we are always the one wanting to bring
Okay,
to the
we
expense,
have a lot of
the
feedback.
benefit of the home.
Yeah. It's the sound is not
Yeah, the sound is
I think that's
terrible.
quite noisy where you are, and we have to cut that.
Well, but Tama, we got most of what you shared, so thank you very much for that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's an honest opinion she shared, right? And so obviously we know which school she belongs to now. So now other people who are from other schools, please share, or people who support other schools, please share. Let's find out a little more about this whole thing, because I mean it's quite interesting. So I'm wondering, I'm from the we are a team school of thought. I don't know how many people are from that team, And in this my team, right, we have a number of team members. In this case too, because you're talking about a marriage, right? And everybody is bringing to support the family as a whole. So we all bring what we have and we take care of the priorities of the family. But it means that you have to be. It's the level of honesty is a whole other level, because you have to be honest about what you need, what's important to you, what you're earning, and bring all of that. It's like put all the cards on the table, and then you're going to make decisions together based on that. And it's also a very vulnerable place to be, because there's a way you want to sort yourself out, and say, I can afford this, just do this. I don't even have to come and discuss this, But if you're really going with the team approach, then it means you have to be able to come and say, hey, there's this thing, it's important to me, I need it, and maybe even make a case for it in some cases where the other party feels it's not so important compared to another thing that we have to take care of at the moment. So
okay, so let's hear a guy.
Yes, let's hear a guy. But before the guy says that, now, so that I don't make this feel too cumbersome for you guys, it's not like I want to buy toothpaste, I'm not going to go and take permission from my husband. Or I want to buy a pen, I'm going to say I want to buy a pen. No. There's certain things that, below a certain amount, hey, feel free. But above a certain amount, we need to have a discussion. All right, so let's hear.
Jumoski.
Yeah, good evening, guys. Good evening.
Good evening.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Totally disagree. Your money is not. My money is not your money. But your money is my money. So, hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
You cut
Okay,
off for a bit, but we
sorry.
can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. My money is not her money, but her money is my money. Now, my reason is this. Yes. Yes. Her money is my money. Reason is that I'm the man of the house, and I know my responsibilities to take. I know things I need to do. Part of my responsibility is to look after you as a wife. So I know that very well. Now, you should understand that whatever you are doing under my roof, business or going to work, I give you that approval. I can decide to say, don't go to work. I can decide to say, don't do anything. Stay at home. Let me take care of you. But if I'm giving you that privilege, okay, go outside and do a business or work and come in, your money is still my money. I still have value over that. I still have power over that money. Now, when you come to money issue, men, we are very honest in money, but women, they are not honest. I've heard a story where a man was paying house rent for 14 years, not knowing that that house belonged to his wife. So for me, I strongly believe the woman money is the man money, but my money is not your money. If I choose to give her, fine. If I choose to tell her and tell her how much I have, it's okay. But whatever she's bringing into the house, whatever she's making, I have full right over that money, and I have full control over that money. So this is my own opinion. I repeat again, my money is not your money. You don't hear it, but your money is our money. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jumoski. So we have just heard another very honest and frank opinion from a bold ambassador of another school of thought. I think I need 2 minutes to recover from this one. This is serious.
Let me talk on the matter. Yeah, this matter. That's what I said. You see, this issue of honesty is a conversation that needs to be had. It's because you can't just say, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. See,
sorry, you know what just came to my mind?
What?
Imagine if somebody like Thelma now mistakenly marries somebody like Jumoski, and they did not have a conversation. Hey, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Wahala.
There will be many tables without legs. Many tables without legs.
We will find the tabletop.
But the truth is this is valid. Now, Jumoski has a point because he expressed the implication of the head of the house. Thelma also has a point because she has expressed her understanding of the head of the house. So it means that a conversation needs to be had if a union is going to happen for the real definition of the head of their particular house.
You know, another very interesting thing here is the conviction each person has about their position.
Yes, now.
Yes, because I mean, Thelma talked about the fact that this is according to design. This is how God made it to be. You know, and Jimoski is speaking from the position of the man is the head of the family, and so on and so forth. So really, I think this is a place where we really need to tell everybody, whether you are from school A, B, C, D, or E, when you are getting to the point where you are considering becoming one with somebody in something as critical as marriage, please get down to the details. Talk about these things and know for sure what this person believes about money and how it should and will be managed in your home, so that you don't get in there and start shouting and saying marriage is terrible, marriage is a scam, marriage is this, and you say all sorts of things because you didn't check. You now start trying to transfer the blame to other places. I mean, just think about it. You go and get married and you are believing your money is your own, and then your husband tells you all the money you're making, I am in control of it. You know, and in fact, in some cases, parents-in-law get involved in the battle because the father-in-law will say, excuse me, I trained this girl. I sent her to Harvard. I sent her to this and that. She has her master's, and just because you married her, you now feel you are entitled to all of her earnings? Are you for real? And then, wahala. Now it has gone beyond the man and the wife. Now you have other parties involved in a fight that could have been avoided altogether if these two people sat down and discussed on how money will be managed in their home and responded to each other honestly. So this is a case where honesty is really important. Now you don't need to go as far as saying to the kobo. Is that how we pronounce it? Kobo. Naira and Koboba, to exactly how much, or to the cent, exactly how much you are earning. I mean, that just shows you where we are, because I mean, we don't even do transactions in that level. It's everything's Naira and up. So yeah, so it's really important. It shows you how important it is to sit down and discuss. But you don't have to start saying this is exactly how much I am earning, and in fact, by the end of by next month or next year, I will get a promotion, and then it will increase to exactly this amount. When you're not married, you don't need to go into that exactness. You know, after you're married, yes, especially if you're doing a budget and stuff like that, it's important to do. Wow, but really, Jimoski, you really came to break tables, and you really broke this one, and I think I was kind of leaning on it, so I just needed, you know.
but this
oh my goodness,
very valid. Let me just take some comments.
Yes,
that
please.
are coming in. They are coming in hard and fast. Grace says, wanna talk. Men should know their purchasing power. So you will not pick offense later on and say, my wife spends money anyhow. Excuse me.
Bless you. That's a very masculine sneeze.
Thank you. Sorry.
Bless you.
Okay, was Film Lord that said good evening.
Hi,
okay, Dimora says this Jimoski itself. Jimoski, Debbie says
table breaker,
table shaker. God is watching you. Film Lord said, see God on it. Right. Grace says the head is an embodiment of greatness and prestige. Carry on, my brother, with your responsibility, because there must have been a discussion before the journey. Exactly what we're saying. Odogu Jimoski, Jimoski, if you are God, all of us will be slaves. Why you savage like this?
Oh my goodness.
So what role now should the so-called head of the house play? Fatherly role, I've been a dictator. or both? Me, I just added that one, so you can tell us.
Well, and the interesting thing is, when we talk about dictator, I'm just bringing some balance here. When we talk about dictator, most times people think, oh, it's terrible, it's bad, it's
No, there's not.
But you see, for a woman who is clueless, allow me to use the word.
Sorry. Before you say that, I wanted to read out what Edim Abasi said.
Okay.
It's his opinion. He's right in his own perspective. What's wrong in what he said is basically the reverse of what Thelma said. Oh, actually, we don't think there's anything wrong in what he said.
Yeah,
like he said,
yeah.
It's
So I was saying,
yeah.
even if you see his position as being a dictator, for someone who maybe is not so experienced, is not so exposed, is not so literate, doesn't know a lot, they may really seriously appreciate having a man who calls the shots completely.
In which case, takes over that
yes,
place,
in which case she just says, my own is to give birth to children, take care of the house, make sure food is ready, rejoice over how they are growing and becoming successful. And at the end of her life, she is fulfilled. She doesn't have opinions to force on anybody or to try to push, she doesn't have agenda. Do you understand? Because of where she is or how much exposure she has or something. But you see, that's just it. People are different. And this is something that we all need to know. People are different. So if you are now going to think that everybody's like you or assume that everybody thinks the same way you think, and then you go into a marriage with that assumption, you will be shocked.
It will shock you.
Shocked, And the shock may be the kind that you will be looking for how to run out. But that's what we don't want. That's why we say have the discussions, have it early, have it on time, and have it to the degree that will help you uncover the truth about those areas that are seriously critical to you, so that you know whether to stay or whether to say, it was nice knowing you, goodbye.
Yeah. Timora is backstage. So
Okay.
Timora, shoot.
Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Happy new month. But this topic is really interesting for me, and I've heard many crazy things already. Jumoski, I don't know, this guy came to scatter everywhere. Okay, so this is my opinion about this. First of all, if it's a relationship, whether it's marriage or not, it should be defined as such. Something like this. Who manages the house in terms of funds? Who does everything for the house? So are we sharing responsibilities of managing the house? So if we are sharing responsibilities of managing the house, then I really don't need to come and supervise the way you spend your money, because I know that you're supposed to pay for power, you're supposed to sort this out, you're supposed to sort that out. So that one is cared for. Then if I, as the guy, am the person that foots the bill of the house, then I will say that there's a particular percentage I will allocate to the house needs, and then there should be something left for saving, and probably something left for maybe emergency. So it's not about getting annoyed that my money is our money or my money is my money. Out of all the money I would earn in a month, there can only be a percentage that I will call our money after the house has taken what it needs to run for that month. So it does not become a problem when you say it is my money. That's because that's all is left. You can have your money, which is a backup for emergency, for saving, and then there can be our money where you can give out and it does not pain. Even people outside on the street can ask for help. You don't give that from your, how should I say, from your emergency saving. You can give that from the one that you are willing to give out. That is where the hour can come in, our money. So when Zelensky brought his own opinion and he said that he controls everything, well, I will not agree to that. Instead, if he wants to manage her funds, if she's supposed to pay for certain things in the house, then that is just sorted. So she's earning a particular amount and she's handling this and she's handling that. So I think that's my opinion about our money being our money, and then my money can still be my money, and there is no wahala.
Interesting. Thank you very much, Mora. So, there's something he has brought in there, which is the aspect of what exactly do you do with the money?
With the money.
you know. So talking about if you need to help people, if you have an emergency, what you're giving to church, and so on.
Let's not even make it look like this is where I'm coming from. Guys have needs, oh, right? So this whole your money is your money. Why is my hair standing like this now? Like this thing. I have to push the thing. That thing standing like.
Maybe it's what Jimoski said.
That just made the hair.
Push that part out.
Anyway, my point is, guys have needs, though, because inside your money is our money. But that's why it's important to have this conversation. Sometimes guys just want to buy. Remember when we got married earlier, right? When both of us sat down and decided what is important for you that you want to buy and what is important for me that I want to buy. You wanted kitchen things, cooking pot and those kitchen things. What did me want to buy? Is
satellites, high
TV that time, so that I can watch Premiership. So guys sometimes want to watch Premiership. Guys sometimes want to hang out with the guys. Guys sometimes want to have their money to do their things. So will you not say because he's the head of the house, he cannot have privacy to his money? Will it now be a lie to? Because if he tells the wife the whole thing, that it's 200k I made, and she say bring the 200k, we need it for the house. What about the 30k or the 40k or the 50k that I can use to do two aside with his guys? Because guys have needs.
Wait now.
These are all serious things that should be considered.
Yes, exactly, and that's well, so I guess if people can, well, let me not say it clearly. You see, like I was saying, we are a team school. You have to bear one another's burdens, in quotes, and you have to consider one another's needs and interests, right? So in the we are a team school, I have to think, what are the things that my husband needs to do that will make him happy, that will make him feel good, that will make him, some kind of reward for earning this money. Because imagine that you work so much, you earn, and then at the end of the day, all the money goes to stuff in the house, family needs, and so on, and you're not getting anything to even just get that little thing that you like. Come on, that wouldn't feel nice, right? So in the right team school, you would actually put down the high TV or the Premiership thing, subscription, whatever it is, you would put it there. And
just to hang out with the guys.
Adventure, I found this particularly cute pair of shoes, or a handbag, or I want to go to the spa and just be pampered, right? I have a right to also put it there on the list, and then we see, okay, what are the critical things we need to do after we're taking care of the things that are critical? Then we can now look at these other things that, hey, are nice to do's, right? And then we consider, can we afford them? Which do we do first? Can we do both now? Do we suspend both till later? You discuss and you think about each other when you're making those decisions. You have to consider one another and make a decision that works best for everyone. You have your lifetime to be married, right? So there's time to, we'll take care of you today, we'll take care of me tomorrow. That's if we can't take care of both of us today, right? There's time to make those allowances. But it's a problem when it's only one person who is getting what they want and the other person keeps being told that's not important. What you want is not important. What you want is not important. At that point, it's not fair anymore, right? And in the team school, fairness is critical.
And this team school she's talking about is the team of me and you in this together.
Yeah.
So it's why we keep saying, see, this whole relationship thing and this whole honesty thing, the reason for a lot of the hide is because we are not talking. Because we are not talking. Because if we actually talk around, okay, maybe let me say it this way, it's because we are not communicating. Because sometimes we can be talking and then somebody is shouting at somebody else. Communication is not happening, but talking is going on, But the point is, there needs to be that communication so that everybody's needs are covered. Because, Babi, to be honest, it's not every time that the needs are school fees and things that I have. Sometimes it's I want PS5 versus iPhone. What's it now? What's the number now? 13 Pro Max. What you guys now? What's the number of iPhone? Now? Is it 13 or 15? Because I know Samsung now has entered 20.
I don't know, and I don't
something.
want to know until my current
It's
phone
good.
stops working.
It's
then
good.
I'll find out what's happening.
That's why I married her. Because she knows just the numbers. If not, you know the correct number. And the moment she knows the number, it becomes a problem. Because the number now is a plot of land. That's what I hear. Yeah, but the point is sometimes it's between iPhone and PS5. And the wife says it's iPhone that is my own. And the husband says it's PS5 that is important. iPhone is not very important now.
And the money they have cannot take care of this.
And the money they have cannot do
that month.
That month. Or even the next. So do you understand? It's about that conversation, you know. It's about that conversation. It's about that communication. It's about that keep constant having the discussion before, having the discussion during, and having the discussion afterwards. The communication must continue. So honesty, as it were, actually means that hey, we have to keep the conversation on the table. You know, the moment you start putting things under the table.
You know, the other day there was somebody who was complaining that you know, this is how it was going. The guy is complaining that the lady is asking for too much, right? And somebody is telling the guy, why would she ask for too much when you always make it look as if you have so much? So so there's the part where somebody, you know, we've been speaking from the part where someone is being objective, as in honest about this is how much I earn. But what about the case where just to look good in the eyes of your spouse, you over state your earnings, for instance? And if the lady is let's say depending on you to meet her needs, then she's going to say, okay, my husband is earning enough for me to be able to ask for this and for that, you know. So in that case, honesty would have saved you the trouble, right? Because she would have been aware that this is all we have and these are the critical needs we have. So these things need to be taken care of before I come and start talking about spa treatment or traveling to so and so place just to chill or to relax and so on and so forth. If you have overstated, then get ready for an overstatement of needs as well.
If you have overstated, get ready for an overstatement of your bank account. The way she said, Laura, please stop preaching. Hit the nail on the head. Her money is my money doesn't mean she will not take part in the finance of the house too.
But he's calling the shots.
Yeah, but he's calling the shots. The ball stops on the table. PK, that kind of money is not our, it is mine. That's the side money. If you give full info to things like PS5 is more important than getting an iPhone, it will just cause wahala. That's what we're saying. Grace, help us answer. Tedri is online. Tedri says, sir, the reason why some of us don't communicate is because of how the other party reacts to such information with regards to money. If whom I married to spends, I don't think I need to disclose much. So it will become a case of honesty versus privacy.
So you know, there's something interesting that comes to my mind right now. You know, most of the time people say, oh well, don't more like keep a low profile or don't say too much. Excuse me. Don't say too much. Don't disclose too much so that the person doesn't follow you for your money or make too many demands and so on. But you know,
this is for the singles, right?
Yes, this is for the singles. But you know, there was an interesting account where somebody showed that, look, I've got this. So even if you want to spend from here to the moon, I can still handle it. And in such a case, it wasn't a problem for the person to disclose. And that is Isaac. You remember when they were going to look for Rebecca? And I mean, they went with a whole, call it a convoy, with gold and silver and all sorts. And they went and gave gifts to all the members of the family. And they had, I mean, more than enough to show that, look, your daughter is covered. You don't need to worry about anything. So in that case, overstating, or no, it's not overstating. In that case, being full disclosure was not a problem. Because even if Rebecca wants to spend from here to tomorrow, she cannot finish Isaac's money.
That's,
You understand?
that's one that has,
and you know those
plenty
kind of
money.
people that when you're busy trying to tell the girl, you're looking for all the lyrics, then the guy just comes and does
And
the
just drop the
key of the Benz. And then he'll just stand there. He's not saying a word.
You know, some
of those skits are just not nice.
You know, some people don't have one people's money. Some people has them money. So you know it's like to say my money. Some people has them money. So you know so that this is not an issue for them.
Exactly.
But it's the honesty.
Yes, I can imagine also that the people who are in the school of my money is my money and your money is your money are just laughing at, can you imagine all the little intricacies these people have to be involved in? Because they understand that side. If you cannot afford it, when you cannot do it, you will just keep your mouth shut by yourself.
Okay.
And know that it is you who did not earn enough to afford it. It doesn't look like, somebody is not allowing you to have what you want. It's as simple as, if you want it, earn it. Okay, so
there's Edima is backstage. Edima, can you hear us?
Welcome, Edima. Let's see.
Edima, can you hear us? Hello, Edima. We can't hear you.
Oh my goodness. I'm just reading some of the comments while we're waiting for Edima. Grace says, no wounds for my kind of person. I plan everything I do and I carried out one at a time, no pressure. Okay, thanks, Grace. Martin says, safely landed like Landa Brothers. That's interesting. He also says, can there be honest money conversations in relationships and marriage? Yes, there can be. Yes, there can be. And there are many, not just that there can be, there are several marriages where there's honest communication on money and finances for different reasons, especially when you are in it for the long term. You're not planning to japa, in quotes, from your marriage. And you're thinking of longevity for yourself, for your children. You're thinking of the whole plan. Where are we 20 years from now? Where are we 10 years from now? Where are we 5 years from now? How are we going to take care of the children's school? How are we going to take care of, what kind of assets are we going to have? If investments fail, is there a kind of investment that we can do that is sure and we will be able to access at the time when we need it? These things make you sit down and discuss with detail, with clarity, with honesty. What are you earning? What am I earning? What do we need to do now? Right? How are we going to do it? Should we do this project? Hey, if we're doing this project, it means we both have to make adjustments here. Maybe, in quotes, live lean for a while to achieve a purpose. Some people think the only time when you have to live lean is when you're broke. No, sometimes you can live lean because you're working on a project. And some other times you may just have so much that you can be doing a project and you're not even feeling it. So it's just, where are you? And have that discussion and know how to work with the person that you are married to. So yes, there's honest conversation going on in several marriages, and that's a fact. And yes, there are also places where people are hiding stuff, not doing full disclosure, and so on and so forth.
We have Tejuri and Edima backstage.
Okay.
Guys, you're on air.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Who should go first?
Yeah, go first. Go first, Teddy. We can hear you.
Okay.
I think
all right.
When he gets it.
All right. So I believe with this it's not about the communication. So from my comment earlier before I joined, if the person I'm with spends a lot, then I don't think I need to disclose much, because also sometimes you also have to look at the person, know what the person's love language is. So if the person's love language is receiving gifts, if I'm disclosing how much I am earning, that means I won't be able to get gifts, So sometimes and relationship is like, you feed me, I feed you, you understand? So that's how we grow. That's how we keep the balance with this. So for example, okay, if we have bills and all that, okay, I can disclose how much I'm earning as per salary, but I don't think in terms of bonuses and all that, I might not need to give that information. So I can know that, okay, fine, my salary can cover this and that. But with bonuses, I can use the bonuses to get what I need to get, and also to get gifts for whoever I'm married too. Do you understand? So that's why that's just my input. So yeah, even though you're disclosing how much you're earning, but you're keeping some information about your bonuses and other investments. Like let me say you made an investment and you're getting receiving end from your investment. You don't need to really give all that information out. Because once a woman always needs something, always. And like if you disclose too much, it's really not gonna work good for you. Can you hear me?
Where did we
Hello?
go?
Hello.
Yeah. Can you guys still hear us? I think
Yes.
there's a clashing sound. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So please go on.
So I think that's all I wanted to say, just about disclosing what you can disclose and not really having to
Yeah,
disclose everything.
I think you make a good point. You make a good point about what you can disclose, and we mentioned something about that before when we're talking about honesty versus privacy. So there has to be the conversation, there has to be the discussion, there has to be what 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 really can I disclose versus what really should I disclose, right? Based on personality, based on the intricacies of the relationship, based on the terms of the agreement that you guys had. The important thing we keep hammering is that we need to have these discussions full on from the get-go. You know, there's so many issues that we can talk about and at least set a precedent. We may not be able to handle all the things that come up in the relationship. For example, some people think that when we talk about finances, we're always only talking about maybe common bank account. We should have the same bank account or unified bank account. No, there are intricacies. And you have to talk around. So, like Tejuri said now, valid point. Oh, I can tell you what I earn, but I'm not going to tell you my bonus. I'm not going to tell you because I have other needs and things and that's a conversation to be had. One lady will say, I'm not okay with that. Another lady will say, okay, that's fine. Me too, I'll tell you only my salary, I won't tell you my bonus. But do you understand? Or everybody can say, oh, we'll say everything that we earn, but we'll have a standard on what can be taken at what time, what requires joint signatory, or joint approval before it goes out. So these are all things, and Tedri, this is very valid. And I'm sure if I was going to ask Tedri, you also will not mind if somebody if the lady too will tell you her salary and she won't tell you her bonus, right? Because it has to go both ways. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tejiri.
Sure.
We're happy you joined us in the studio today.
Okay.
We can't take any more calls. It's time.
Can we take Edima for Edima, please? Can you try again? Because Edima has been coming up, and it seems like it's guys that are really saying it, because the ladies were trying to bamboozle us, but I told you the guys will come forward. Edima, are you there?
Sure Edima is a guy? Or is a lady?
It's a guy.
Wait now, you'll be shocked now.
No, you have to be a guy. And for the guy,
you'll find out.
We can hear you.
Hello.
We can hear you.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Okay, so we'll try this again next week. Because Edima, thank you so much for trying to join us in the studio, but we have to go. Time is up.
Okay.
No, sorry.
Okay, so everyone, thank you so much for joining us. I think the most interesting thing, or the most the main thing we need to take away from this is that communication is extremely important in relationships.
The conversation.
Before you say I do, before you go and commit yourself into a lifelong relationship with someone, make sure you have found out everything you need to, especially for the issues that are critical to you. Okay, if you believe you should be at liberty to spend your money how you want to, make sure the person you're getting married to is aligned with that point of view. Yes, and so on. So thanks to everyone. Jumoski, thank you. Thelma, thank you. And Tedri and everyone else who
and
shared.
Edima, sorry we couldn't
Yes,
take
Edima,
you.
yeah.
I guess it's network or whatever the case is. Please, everyone, we had fun today. A lot was discussed, but it's critical information. Even though we try to make it fun and try to make it anyhow, but you know that these things are real truths that you can take into conversations, into relationships, into real relationships, because really these things are happening, and these things you need to pay attention to. Conversations about money happens in relationship. If they're not happening in yours, it's time to start having them.
Yeah.
Right.
So next week, what are we talking about next week?
Let me keep them in suspense.
We'll find
but
out.
before we go, one thing I have to show. It's the second half of the year, and please, whether you like me, whether you don't like me, get your PVC. Get your PVC. Get your voice, get your power. Please, everyone go get your PVC. Whether you are obedient
or articulated
or you're articulated or you are circulated. Whatever your disposition,
get your PVC. And remember, common sense is not so common. Let us be going before we enter trouble. Bye-bye.
Bye.